Students, today we are going to start lesson 3 of unit 13. It is on page 68 and the title of the lesson is Kidnapped. At the top we have a question and I will give you answer at the end of the lesson. First we will read the text. Kidnapped was written by R.L. Stevenson and set in Scotland in 1751. At the beginning of the story, David Balfour's parents died, so he went to live with his uncle. The next day, my uncle and I had a small bowl of porridge and glass of water for breakfast, lunch, and supper. Supper is dinner. He did not speak much to me but was clearly thinking hard. I often noticed him looking at me while pretending to do something different, and he never left me alone in the kitchen with the locked chests in which I supposed he kept his money. I didn't like the way he looked at me and began to wonder if he was a little crazy and perhaps dangerous. Students, Kidnapped was actually written by R.L. Stevenson and it was set in Scotland in 1751. It is about an orphan boy. His name was David Balfour. His parents were dead, so he used to live with his uncle, and his uncle was very miser. As we have come across during the lesson, that for their breakfast, lunch, and dinner, they mostly have a bowl of porridge and water. After supper, he said suddenly, Davy, I have been thinking I promised your father a bit of money for you before you were born. A promise is a promise, and I am going to give you £40. These last words seemed very painful to him, he added, in a kind of scream Scots. A Scottish pound was the same as an English shilling, and there were 20 shillings in an English pound. I could see that his story was a lie, so I laughed at him, saying, Oh, think again, sir. English pounds, surely. That's what I said, replied my uncle quickly. Go outside for a moment and I'll get the money for you. I was smiling as I went out, sure that he would give me nothing at all. It was a dark night and I could hear winds in the hills. There may be a thunder later, I thought, not knowing how important the weather would be to me that night. But when my uncle called me in again, he counted 38 English pounds in gold into my hands. It clearly hurt him to do it, and he kept back the last £2. But I didn't mind that. Surprised and pleased, I thanked him warmly. Well, students, in these lines, we have come across that one day after the supper, after the dinner, his uncle told David that he had promised his father to give him some money even before David was born. So he is going to give David £40. But for David, it wasn't reality. For David, it was a kind of story or kind of lie. But that was stormy dark night. Uncle asked him to come in and he gave David 38 English pounds and kept back £2. David was surprised, but he was happy and he thanked him for all this. No, he said, looking cleverly at me, you can give me something. Davy, I'm getting old now and I need help. Of course, sir, I answered. What can I do? Well, go outside and climb the stairs at the other end of the house where the building isn't finished yet. Go up to the room at the top and bring down the chest that you will find there. It's got valuable papers in it. Can I have a light, sir? I asked. No, he said sharply. No lights in my house. Very well, sir. Are the stairs good? They are grand, said he. The stairs are grand. Well, in these lines we have learned that the uncle asked David to go outside and climb the stairs. At the top there is a room, and in the room there is a chest, and David had to bring down the chest as it had valuable papers inside it. When David asked for light, as it was dark everywhere, uncle refused to give. So David went to stairs and started climbing the stairs in the flash of lightning, as there was thunder and lightning before the arrival of rain. Now come to the text again. Out I went into the night. As I was feeling my way along the outside wall, there was a sudden flash of lightning, then black darkness again. I found the stairs and started climbing. I was about 15 meters above the ground when there was another flash of lightning. That was lucky for me because it showed me that the steps were uneven and that I could easily fall to my death. These are the grand stairs. I thought, perhaps my uncle wants me to die. Now I was very careful and I felt each step with my hand before I put my foot on it. A few steps later, my hand felt cold stone and then nothing more. The stairs ended there, 20 meters above the ground. I felt cold with fear when I thought of a danger that I had been in. Sending a stranger up those stairs in the dark was sending him straight to his death. Well, in these lines, we have learned that when David was around 50 meters above the ground, in the flash of light, he saw that the stairs were uneven because they were not yet complete, they were still in the building process. So he started climbing each step by touching the stairs with his hands. And after climbing a few steps, his hands felt cold stone and there was nothing more. Stairs ended there. And it was very surprising and very astonishing for the boy. 20 meters above the ground. Then he came to know that uncle wanted to kill him, so he sent him to stairs without any light. So students, the lesson is done. Come to the bottom of the page 69. Here you have a question. Find words or phrases in the story for these definitions. We have learned some words for this definition in the text and you have to fill it up in your book. A mixture of oats and water that is cooked and usually eaten for breakfast is porridge. Second one, a large strong wooden box used for storing things is chest. Not sensible means mad or crazy. And the fourth one, worth a lot of money, extremely useful. We use the word valuable for this thing. Excellent means grand. A sudden bright light in a thunderstorm. We have used the word flash of lightning in the text. And the last one, not level or regular in shape, is uneven. Lesson is done. Thank you.